Good afternoon, everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV. I'm just going to chat about my trip that I just took to Disney World and maybe do some Christmas trivia. And I'm just going on a little bit earlier today just because I have some other things later today that's planned, so I don't want to have to rush to get to that event. So I do thank everyone who will be joining. And if not, if you're watching the replay, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know if you had stopped by to the channel. It's kind of dark right here, so I'm just looking for some lighting. So I do thank you. So welcome anyone. Hello T-Town Mary Ellen. Thank you for joining. I'm just getting set up. Just going to talk about my recent trip to Disney World and pretty much just chat about that. And I do thank you for joining. Just waiting to see if anybody else joins. And I do have some Christmas trivia we could do later, depending on how long I end up staying on the stream. Hello, Mike Wheeler. Yeah, I just came on a little bit earlier, so I do thank anyone who has joined the stream. I have to go somewhere around the time that I normally go on at 6:30, and I thought I'd at least get in for a little bit of time before I do that. So I do thank you for joining. I was just going to talk about my recent trip to Disney World and just where I stayed, what my thoughts were, and also, of course, my thoughts on Rise of the Resistance and just a few other things in general, and then show one of the souvenirs. Eventually, once I get all my stuff together, I will have a Disney Hall type of stream or something. So I do thank anyone for joining. I did go down to Disney from December 7th through about the 12th, and my first night I couldn't get anything for the 7th, and then I found one night at Art of Animation, and then I moved over to Pop Century the next day for the rest of my time there. The section I stayed in at Art of Animation was the Little Mermaid rooms. I thought they were nice. Okay, that's fine anyway, because I'll be done by 6:30. So, and a lot of people will go to Zip. So I'll be heading out anyway. So, but that's good to know because I didn't see that he was going live at 6:30. So thank you for letting me know, Mike. Yeah, and I know a bunch of them had gotten a bunch of mail from like Donna and some other people. So yeah, they're all doing their live stream mail stuff too. But like I said, I stayed at the Art of Animation in the Little Mermaid section my first night. For one night, it wasn't too bad. The only drawback to staying in the Little Mermaid rooms is they're in the very back of the resort of the Art of Animation. They're also, if you're looking for the suites and want the Little Mermaid rooms, you're not going to find them there. So that they're just like the regular what Pop Century and All Star rooms are, except they're not updated like the other rooms are going on right now with the All Stars and that Pop Century. That Pop Century is updated also. So that was my only thing, was that I was in one of the further away buildings. The way it was set up, I was in the Ursula side, but on the back side, it was close enough. As far as walking to the front of the resort, it was pretty far. I wouldn't say pretty far, but it's a long walk after a long day in the parks and everything. As far as like being able to go to the Skyliner area, it wasn't too bad because I would just take the back path. I was real close to the path to get to the walkway around the lake to where the bridge was to get on the Skyliner. The only other thing with the Little Mermaid rooms too is if you do plan on staying there, make sure if you have a lot of things that need to be plugged in, make sure you bring like a strip with you, because that was the only other thing. I had a lot of stuff either was USB or I had to make sure I plugged it in, and there really weren't too many plugs like the newer rooms are that they have at Pop Century and at the All Stars. The only All Star Sports, I believe, is not updated yet. I'm sorry about that. But other than that, I thought it was a nice resort. You know, the areas that they do have it very immersive. You're not going to find that at the moderate resorts or the deluxes. They're more sophisticated, relaxing looking, and everything. Where this is like in your face and in your face with the giant icons and everything like that. Hello, Pam's Fam. Thank you for joining. I was just talking about my recent trip. I was just talking about I had stayed at the Little Mermaid rooms at Art of Animation for one night, and then I moved the next day to Pop Century for the rest of my trip because I was on a package deal there. Oh, of course, now I decide I'm going to cough. So I apologize for that with the coughing. So I did enjoy the Art of Animation. It was nice. I walked through like the Lion King section. They have that where there's a little cave and the hyenas and Scar and everything there for the kids to play, like a little playground. And then I walked by the Nemo pool, or the big blue pool where the Nemo section is. And I didn't really spend much time there because once I did get there and got settled in the room, I headed to the park. So hello, Brian Farine. Thank you for joining. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying the stream. Also, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, so that would be much appreciated. But I can honestly say I really was not in my room that often except late at night. Once I got there, that's okay. This Our Dreams, thank you for joining. Yeah, I just jumped on early because I'm going to be heading out somewhere at 6:30. Plus, then Mike had said Zippity Doo Dab was going to do a mail stream at 6:30 anyways. So I just wanted to jump on because I have something going on later today. So I figure I would jump on, talk a little bit about my trip. When I got there and got settled, the first thing I did do was I walked out to where the Skyliner was. It's the first time that I actually got to ride the Skyliner. And I took it from Pop Century and Art of Animation. You go to the Caribbean Beach Resort, which is the hub of the Skyliner, and then you can pick up either the Epcot line or the Hollywood Studios. Since I had fast passes already planned for Hollywood Studios, I ended up going to Hollywood Studios, taking the Skyliner to there, and and spent most of the evening. I was planning on possibly doing either Fantasmic or the Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, just wasn't sure. And then I ended up deciding I'll take the Skyliner, go over to Epcot, and go listen to the Candlelight Processional since Whoopi Goldberg was narrating, plus grab some food at the Festival of Holidays, and then just ended up staying there to watch the Epcot Forever show. So I didn't go back to the Hollywood Studios. I figured I'd be spending a lot of time there anyway. Of course, the next morning, I got up super early, just like everybody has been doing, to get myself a boarding pass at Hollywood Studios for the Rise of the Resistance. So I got up early, Even before I left the resort, I did see that they had opened up the boarding passes. You had to be in the park to get yourself a boarding pass. I kept checking it. I got to the park right about 7-ish. I definitely still got one. I was in like the 50s or 60s. And I think they take up to up to about 100 or so. So I got lucky, but probably no sooner. By 7:30, they were out of the boarding passes for the day on Sunday. I was like in group 52 or 53 in that area the first time I went to do it. So I got my boarding pass, and then I went and did some other things while I was there. Like I had a fast pass for the Tower Terror, rode Star Tours, did the Muppets, Alien Swirling Saucers. I also did Smuggler's Run. I did the single rider line. I've been on Smuggler's Run enough that for me, just to go on it, it's fun. It doesn't matter what position I'm in. I would probably much rather be a pilot with somebody that I was there with. So, but since I was there most of the time solo and that, but if I was with some other people, then it would probably be fun to be the pilot. It's hard to be a pilot when you're with a stranger. I actually was a pilot with someone, and it was kind of like, hey, you got to get that up there or whatever. But I did the single rider line. But the single rider lines nowadays, they're kind of a joke these days too, because it doesn't seem like anybody wants to wait in the regular line, so everybody goes to the single rider line now, no matter how many people they're with or whatever. So, but it did save a little bit of time. It just depended on the cast member and everything like that. Yeah, it can be some stress. Oh, okay, Mike. I will be checking my mailbox because I know I was part of a Christmas card thing with annual pass holders through Tanya and a couple other people. So I definitely have to go to my mailbox. Unfortunately, if you do get a Christmas card for me, you may not get it before Christmas just because I haven't been up on my game here. And I've been mailing out some as much as I can. But for some of you that live far away, it might not get to you on time. I do apologize for the coughing. I will have to check Pam. I need to go to my mailbox. In fact, I will probably go do that after I'm done streaming because somebody else just asked me too about it, and I go, well, good thing for the reminder. So I definitely will be going to my mailbox later today. If not, I definitely will be there tomorrow. So I will check. I will do a quick mail call stream to thank everyone, whoever sent anything like that. So I do thank you. I will check on that for you and let you know, Pam. So Sunday I did like the Hollywood Studios and waited my time, and actually for that day the boarding pass times, the ride must have been going pretty smoothly because my number actually got called about 11:30 noon time right before lunch. And what's my plan for Christmas? Hello, Andrea Houston. Brian, my plans for Christmas, usually my siblings will come over about brunch time, 11, 12 o'clock, maybe 1. And we'll have our kind of a brunch in between lunch and dinner type items. And then they usually have to go on their way because of in-laws or other family events. So that's pretty much my plans. And usually Christmas Eve, I go to a church service, a candlelight church service. So with my family. So that's pretty much my Christmas plans, because then of course the next day I'm back to work. So so that's pretty much my Christmas plans. And then sometimes it depends on how late my family's here or not. Sometimes I'll admit I sometimes end up going to a movie because later on in the day they're moved on or whatever. So we sometimes will pick a new movie that has come out on Christmas Day. But so I got on the first time I got into line. Of course, we got no problem. That's fine. We got through the line, and I got about all the way through past the one section where they had the stormtrooper room, and the ride decided to break down for the first time that day. So they did hold us there for a little bit, and then they decided it wasn't going to come back up right away. So they took us out through the backstage and gave us all fast passes, paper fast passes to come back later, or when the ride came open. And people did ask them. They said if you came back the next day, you could use it, but that was like the most that you could do. I came back later that day because I was switching hotels from Art of Animation to Pop Century. I needed to go back and make sure my luggage got transferred over and everything to Pop Century Resort, and then make sure I got settled in my room, and then I went back to ride it. So hello, Mickey's Sightings. Thank you for joining. I was just talking about my Disney trip and everything. I did go back later that day. It took almost about an hour and a half for that to actually come back up online. It was fairly warm out, so I didn't want to. Yeah, I was sad to miss some people. Also, yeah, because I was trying to plan to go stay over the weekend, but I actually had a commitment Saturday, so I wasn't able to stay all the way through, and I just figured I really wore myself out because of trying to get up early for the boarding passes and just running from the different parks and spending time with some other people, some family that were down and everything too. So yes, I am sad that I missed you guys. Hopefully there'll be another time that we'll cross paths. And that's why I said to Mike Wheeler, had I had a car, I definitely would have probably driven out to the town where he lived so we could at least met during the week. Yeah, I got to meet Sawyer in the middle and everything, but since I had some commitments on Saturday and Sunday, I needed to be home by then. So yes. And I definitely would drive out to where Mike Wheeler lives because I used to know that area and everything like that too, whether we met at a restaurant or the mall or whatever where he lives. But I did get to meet Sawyer in the middle. Never ran into Greg. I think my problem was I'd be in the opposite park as other people. I know the one night Jim, More Sunshine Please, he was in Epcot, and of course I was at Hollywood Studios and everything like that. Yeah, it just never seems like you have a lot of time. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing there. I will admit this was probably the least amount of time that I spent at the Magic Kingdom out of my trips. Usually Animal Kingdom would get skipped or another type of park. I would say the two parks I spent the most time in was Hollywood Studios and also Epcot. I did the Magic Kingdom for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on Sunday night. It was a sold-out event. I felt it was pretty crowded. It was just like a normal park day to me. Really didn't do too many attractions. I did more of the shows and parade, fireworks show, the stage shows, the parades. Collected cookies that I brought home. Enjoyed some of the snacks that they had. Did ride TTA. and also the teacups, and just did a couple other things. But it was more about hanging out and seeing the characters and just the different activities of the Christmas party. It was sold out. In fact, I think they all pretty much sold out by that day, even the Tuesday one. I just felt that it was a little bit crowded, like a regular park day, but but it was more, like I said, once I was doing the parade and the stage show and then the Tomorrowland show, TTA, we went into Cosmic Rays, collected different cookies. Hello, Zach. Thank you for joining. Oh, wow. You went back home for your church service. But I did enjoy the Christmas party. That was one of the nights I spent at the Magic Kingdom. And then my last morning I spent at the Magic Kingdom because I did want to get over to the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian to see the gingerbread houses. And I did walk through the boardwalk and the beach club the one day while I was at Epcot, in between Epcot and I had taken the bus from Animal Kingdom over to the boardwalk and then walked through there and then went to over on to Epcot. Hello, Super Dave. Hello, Grandpa the Kid. Thank you for joining. I was just talking about my Disney trip that I had done. I went from Saturday, December 7th through Thursday, December 12th. Yes, I did do a fairly good amount. I will admit I very rarely rode the buses. The only time I rode the buses was to and from the Animal Kingdom Park and to the Magic Kingdom, and then one bus back to the boardwalk. I pretty much rode the Skyliner most of the time. I will say that I got spoiled by that. The night that my niece met me at the resort at Pop Century, we got on the Skyliner, took it to Epcot, and then by the time it was ready to close, we walked right out the International Gateway instead of having to walk all the way back up front to the buses or to the parking lot for her, and got on the Skyliner and was back at Pop Century within 10-15 minutes. There were times when I was on the Skyliner, I was in my own car. I had no issues. There was a couple times where it kind of stopped, but that was more on the Epcot line. And I have a feeling that's going to happen a lot now that the Riviera is up and running and they don't have that handicapped accessible line like the other stations all do. So they're probably going to have to stop on occasion at the Riviera area now that that's open, and and to get people on who have the accessible. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that, whether they're going to leave a couple gondolas empty from like the Caribbean beach or even from Epcot, because I've always seen people standing there at the Riviera, but there was a lot of cars full, and I'm thinking, well, how are you going to get these people onto the gondolas? So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I will admit, most of the time, there was times that it wasn't busy and I ended up in my own. Sometimes I was on with one or two people. There was like one night where we had 8 adults in there, and that was probably all that we could fit in on that. So I'm not sure how they fit 10 people unless they're kids, like 4 adults and the rest are kids. And but we didn't have any issues. I never had many issues at all. There were other times where I was the only one on my own gondola, but the only time that we had like a slowdown was on the Epcot line, and I see that just being that's going to probably happen often now that the Riviera is up and running, because it doesn't have that handicapped accessible offshoot like the other stations all do. Thank you, Super Dave. Yeah, make sure you guys all hit the thumbs up button, and and if you're new, please consider subscribing. And if you're watching the replay, leave a comment on anything that I might have talked about. But I rode the gondola system, the Skyliner system, almost all the time. Very rarely, like I said, I rode the buses. And the day I rode the bus to the Magic Kingdom the one morning, and then I took the monorail over to the Grand Floridian, and then I ended up. Yeah, I'm not sure, Sean, why they didn't do that. Whether it's because it's kind of like on the curved station, because it's kind of like one of those turn stations that they have out by the boardwalk, but you don't get off. And maybe because it's a little bit smaller, the way they designed it, I'm not sure why they did not do that. Or why they didn't take it into consideration. It might have been the way it was configured. Because now that I think of it, you kind of go down Victory Way on the resort, but then when you get to the to the Riviera, you start to kind of turn and go back towards the Buena Vista Drive that they say to go over towards the boardwalk to that turn station to go back in the back. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that's handled because I've seen people trying to get on, and I don't know if they're going to leave empty gondolas or if there's two people in there and they're just going to go ahead and cram the next family that's waiting, at that station onto your gondola. I'm not sure how they'll do that. Hello, Cook to Go channel. Thank you for joining. And good morning to you. And good evening to everyone else, or good early evening. But yeah, it'll be interesting because whether they'll leave a couple gondolas open for people to be able to get on. So I'm not sure because that's a fairly big resort, that Riviera. After watching, I actually did get to go tour it beforehand anyway, and and seeing how big it is. It's a big high rise and everything like that. Plus, you saw all the videos and vlogs and everything of it of yesterday's grand opening and other people visiting. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out with the gondola system and the Skyliner and how the lines and everything are. But like I said, I got a little bit spoiled by that. It was just easy hopping on, especially even leaving Hollywood Studios. You didn't have to walk very far out to the buses and everything. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Mike. Because if they can fit up to 8 to 10 adults on the Skyliners, they're gonna either have to leave one or two. Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll have to leave one or two empty, maybe on the way, like every other one filled, just in case they do have people waiting. Because I did see people waiting at the Riviera, and there was times like I was on by myself, and if they wanted to get on, I wouldn't have had a problem because I wasn't live or anything like that. But I will say it was a very good experience with them. As long as you're not afraid of heights or anything, it's a good thing to do. So I did ride Rise of the Resistance on Sunday. Got the Fast Pass to come back because I got about halfway through. So I got to do it 1.5 times the experience. I will say it's more of an experience with a ride attraction attached to it, because when you do get further in and get your instructions, it's kind of a walkthrough part of it, and then of course you get on to the ride. And I'm sure some of you have seen the videos and vlogs. I have a couple videos and a live stream of it on my channel. And hello, Becca. Hello. And Susie. Hello. just in case they're watching, the Aristocats. And so Monday, I think I did go. I ended up not getting up early, and I went to the Animal Kingdom for the morning part of the day, and then later on I went back to Epcot because I was meeting my niece that evening, and we went to Epcot to do the. Yeah, it looks really nice to really explore at Mickey Sightings. And I saw Corey Meets World. He did the character breakfast there, and it looked really good. And the characters look pretty in style, and they're dressed artesian. I'm guessing because it's more geared toward the French Riviera area than what other parts of the Riviera there is. So I'm guessing it's more about the French Riviera than anything, but they were dressed artesian and everything. So it looked really nice, and to be up at that Topolino restaurant, the views are incredible. If you've been up in the Destino Tower at the very top, it looks like the views are just as well. Oh, wow. That's not good, Mike. Yeah, I was wondering how those will do, because I went on a tour of the DVC thing because I was looking into possibly doing that, but at this point I probably will not be doing it. Yes, the Destino Tower is amazing. I did get to stay there in August and the views and everything was amazing. No problem, Angela. Yeah, I was wondering, but I did see that a lot of that is Murphy bids, except the main one bid in the one bedroom. They showed that in the models at Disney Springs, that they're all pulled downs, and that's kind of like the bids in Pop Century where they have the main bid and then the pull downs. So yeah, that would be kind of scary that it would disconnect from the wall like that. Because I know when I'm staying at Pop Century, if I'm there myself, I don't really need that, so I get a lot more room. Are you staying there one night, Angela, or are you guys staying there for a couple nights? Like Christmas Eve and like 2 nights? Hello, Mary Jean Guard. I will say that when I was down there 2 nights, okay, so that'll be nice. At least you'll get your feet wet. It's not like you're going to get up and have to leave the next day, so you'll have at least 2 nights to kind of soak it all in and look around and everything. The pool areas look nice, but it all depends on the weather, because I know I've seen a lot of people swimming while I was down there. The weather was in the 80s, and the weather was in the 80s, so that wasn't too bad. And I did see people swimming. For me, the weather, I wasn't that hot enough to really go swimming, but I've seen a lot of people go swimming. I don't usually, unless it's super hot out, I don't really go swimming. And I know when the sun goes down there, it gets cooler in the evening, especially in the winter. It's not as cool as what it does get up here where I live. But but that was the I did see a lot of people swimming in that pool at the Riviera. Looked really nice. They have a main pool with like a water slide, and then there's a quiet pool. I'm not sure if they heat in the pools. If they do, I still feel the water is still a little chillier than normal than in the summertime that they have there at Disney. But yeah, the 80s was nice, considering my family and a bunch of other friends were saying that it was cold and rainy, and and stuff back home. So that was really good. Hello, the Orlando guy. Thank you for joining. I was just talking about my trip that I had made to Disney World last week. I'm going to turn on a light, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It was just getting a little bit. Yeah, it was pretty good because by the end of the week, the day I left on Thursday, it was raining pretty much most of the day. In the morning, it was more of a sprinkle and everything, but by the time I was getting on the Magical Express back to the airport, it was a full rain, and it took forever on the Magical Express because traffic and everything. Plus, it was like right after rush hour, but it still was a long haul back to the airport. But I did the Animal Kingdom. One of the things I did go on Expedition Everest. I did do that on a live stream. I saw the Lion King show. Just kind of looked around there. I also went out to Rafiki's Planet Watch to do the Animation Academy that they have there. We got to learn to draw Shakira from the Jungle Book. And I guess each time that they have an Animation Academy there, if you can, sometimes you can walk in. It just depends on how busy it is out there. But I guess each time it's a different character that you can learn to draw. I thought it was really neat. I didn't do too bad of a job. I don't know where my thing was, but that Animation Academy was really interesting and fun. It actually took over the building area of the Rafiki's Planet Watch. Most of the other stuff's outside were the petting zoo and stuff, but the inside was mainly the Animation Academy, and then there were some exhibits over in the in the one side area, but there really wasn't too much room. And then they did have restrooms there. Yeah, I'll send you my snow too, because I think we're getting a little bit of snow flurry or something out there also. But Pam, we're getting some of that weather too. We're not in the 14s, but we're down to a lower end. But I did the Animal Kingdom, and then after I did the Animation Academy and everything, I needed to head back and get everything together. And then I met my niece at the Pop Century Resort, and we took the Skyliner and went over and spent the evening doing the festival of the holidays around World Showcase, and we rode Soarin' and looked at some of the merchandise, and I picked up my magnets, the Chip 'n Dale magnets that they were giving away for annual pass holders. Yes, it is a lot of fun. Also, if you're at the Art of Animation, they say that they have animation classes too, somewhere in the lobby area also. Yeah, I didn't look into it just because I was only staying one night at the Art of Animation, and I really didn't stay in my room that often. So, but they also, if you're at the Art of Animation or you're looking for something to do, they also do. Yes, I did get to check out not all of them, but a few of them. I did see the Boardwalk Beach Club. I did go to the Contemporary Resort and the Grand Floridian. Unfortunately, I didn't get to the Wilderness Lodge, and that one's always decorated nicely. And they did have that new gingerbread house. Yes, the Boardwalk is very nice. That was very nice there. And of course, the Grand Floridian is very nice, and that's been like that for many years. It was pretty crowded the morning that I went over to the Grand Floridian, too. But yeah, so I visited some of the resorts at the at Pop Century and Art of Animations. They did have trees there, and they also had one of the things that I noticed too, kind of going through the lobby and everything like that, is sometimes during the day they had character meet and greets in the lobby at Art of Animation and at Pop Century. So you can always check that, times guides. Um, all the resorts had like a movie or and I know like the week that I was there, and I'm sure they're doing it now, is they were having a different Christmas movie every night by the pool. And I did do the s'mores the one night, and I was hoping to do it the last day that I was there while I was waiting for the Magical Express, but it was raining, so they didn't have it set up. So I ended up bringing back my chocolate bars from there. Hello, Julio. Unfortunately, I did not get to Disney Springs for the tree trail. So my only pictures for the tree trail is what everybody else has shown. That was one place I wanted to try to get to, but I just couldn't get it going. And the one day that I thought I was going to go do that after I was at Saratoga Springs, I was going to go over the tree trail and everything, but the weather was starting to get very cold and it looked like it was going to rain. And I thought I better get back to my resort and change and grab my gear for the evening. So unfortunately, I did not get to go to the tree trail. So that was my only. That was the only thing there. Hello, Rossi B Vlogs. So that was the only thing I didn't get to do was a tree trail at the Disney Springs. I just couldn't fit it in, and even my last day, I was just kind of like trying to squeeze in. I was on the meal plan, and I needed to get in the last table, sit down dinner, because usually when I'm with my niece, we would go to a table service, but since we were doing the festivals of the holidays, we didn't do that, so I needed to use up another credit for my for that, and I didn't want to get snacks for it because that's not worth a good way to use your credits. So I ended up having lunch at the Magic Kingdom at Tony's Town Square just because I was on the way out. Yeah, it's hard to, especially to get down to Disney Springs. I was trying to plan that, but a lot of times I will admit I really, since they remodeled Disney Springs, I've probably been down there maybe 3 times at the most. And that's if I give myself time to even go. So sometimes it's just out of the way, or if I already have something planned. And my last day, I was just trying to get in, like the Magic Kingdom, go see the resorts. And then I needed to get back to Hollywood Studios because I had my last Fast Pass because the night before Rise of the Resistance had broken down and you had a multi-experience Fast Pass that you could use on something else or go back and use it on the Rise of the Resistance. And I also got lucky because I got a 1-day park hopper ticket, and that's on my thing for good until I use it. Yeah, that would be nice if they would run the Skyliner to Disney Springs, or even if they would somehow maybe route it to Animal Kingdom or something too. That would be really interesting. I don't see why they couldn't do it to Disney Springs if they did it from the Riviera. Somehow continue the Riviera line that way or something. But the only thing with the Riviera station, it's really not that big to handle a lot of that. So, but it would be neat if they would, or maybe they would redesign it sometime. Thank you, Ross B. Vlogs. Have a great evening. Hello, Monarch Moments. I guess one of the highlights while I was at Hollywood Studios, and I went into the launch bay because I was just kind of looking around and wanted to meet a couple of the characters and just kind of wasting some time. But of course, these are the magnets that they have, or the Baby Yoda magnets. And you can also make magic bands if you were interested. Hello, Expedition Greg. Thank you for joining. But you can make the magic bands, and they also had phone cases. Unfortunately for me, they didn't have it for the iPhone 11 Pro. You can make it, but they didn't have the one that I really wanted that you made. So that was the only thing there. They had one that said like snack, attack, and something else. Sleep, snack, and attack or something. But this is one of the magnets that you could make or order the child on board. And then the other one was this one. And it says, my child can levitate your child. And it also has the Baby Yoda. So I bought 2 sets of these because I'm giving one away for a gift for someone. Yes, I did pick up the Chip and Dale magnets. In fact, the first time I went to Epcot, I forgot. We were in, of course, we were in Mouse Scares, but we went out a different door to get over to the Land Pavilion. And then afterwards, we got back to the World Showcase, and I was like, oh, I forgot to pick up the magnet. So I did go back to make sure I picked up my magnet, because that was one of my goals, was to get the Chip and Dale magnet, but I do have that. So I did get, of course, both Food and Wine ones of Remy and Minnie Mouse. I got the Mickey Pass Holder one, and of course now I got the Chip and Dale magnet. Usually I'm not there for a lot of the festivals or any time that they give away the magnets, so this was the first time I got to collect them. But these were the magnets that I picked up at the launch bay, and I think you might make them down at the D-Tech at Disney Springs, but I'm not sure. But I know you could do the phone cases and magic bands with them, and I did see a few people doing the magic bands. And I know they had for sale the Rides of the Resistance. They had pass holder, limited edition magic bands, and then regular magic bands for Rides of the Resistance. But I have one too many magic bands and everything like that. This time around, I used my regular one, the 35th anniversary Epcot one, but then I switched over to the Festival of the Holidays Chip and Dale limited edition magic band that I had gotten from someone else. So I used that one the rest of the time. And I noticed a lot of times some people say, depending on the park, they would do special effects, but I didn't see any special effects at Epcot with the Festival of the Holidays Magic Band. So they must be not doing that anymore on them. But I know my Epcot 35th anniversary one does do a special effect when I go through the gate or the Fast Pass area at the touch points and everything. Hello, Michelle Space, Monarch Moments. In case I miss you, make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you for joining. I was just talking about my trip. Overall, it was a good trip. The weather was nice most of the time. The evenings were fairly well. I wore shorts and t-shirt most of the time, except my last night there. And then the next day, it was a little on the cool side, but I had to wear jeans anyway because I was going to be leaving. Yeah, that's the thing, too. I was pretty much recovering also for my trip because I was up early a couple times to get the boarding passes, and then I just kept going until late. So it was pretty tiring after a while, but I did more of Hollywood Studios and Epcot. My trip was December 7th through December 12th. Ah, yes. And yeah, it seemed like I was in opposite parks of like other people, and I'm terrible at like saying, hey, because I didn't really have a set plan. And then with having the boarding passes, that kind of dictated sometimes where I didn't want to be too far from. You did have 2 hours to come back whenever they did tell you that it was now time for your boarding group. But I didn't want to be somewhere too far or be committed somewhere or not be able to get back for the Rise of the Resistance. I will say it is a very unique and awesome experience, or it's mind blowing when you first see it and everything. Um, I will say I was lucky enough to do it 3 times, because 2 of the times it got through and it broke down, and then I had fast passes to come back, and then one of the times I ended up getting the park hopper pass because it was right before closing. So you just wonder how much Disney had compensated people, especially late in the evening whenever the ride broke down. So it must not have hurt them too much to be giving away park hopper passes to people. It was only a 1 day park hopper pass, but to actually come back, because some of the people may not have had park hoppers, and then they wouldn't have been able to come back the next day and everything like that. Hello, Tracy G. Alex. Yeah, the problem is why it breaks down a lot is it's very complex, and they're saying that the way the Kylo Ren pieces in it, if they start to go wonky in that, it needs to be reset and everything like that. So, but but here's the magnets, Tracy, that you can pick up next time you're at the launch bay. This is one of them. And actually, I probably shouldn't show them, but I know my sister doesn't really watch my streams, but she's going to be getting both of these magnets. I know she wanted the phone case, so hopefully her daughter will be picking that up. It was a little bit more, but she'll be able to get that with her cast member discount and everything. Because right now the cast members are blocked out of Hollywood Studios, so unless they want to use, unless they have an annual pass, or if they want to use one of their passes that they get a hard ticket like a few times a year. And she was like, nah, I can wait for that. But she was lucky enough, since she works in that area, that they were able to get on the Rise of the Resistance the one morning they held the opening, so they could do that. I got these at the launch bay, Tracy G. Alex, in the gift shop at Launch Bay at Hollywood Studios. I'm not sure if they have them also like at that D-Tech down at Disney Springs, but these were in the Launch Bay gift shop. And I did see them also in I think the Keystone Clothier gift shop also, where now they have a Star Wars gift shop out on Hollywood Boulevard, where and on the main street now they actually made a Star Wars store there too. So our Star Wars theme store, it used to be Keystone Clothiers, but now they put all the Star Wars merchandise in there. And I might have seen it also in the Tatooine Traders outside of Star Tours, but I saw these at the launch bay, so I picked them up. So, and my sister will be getting them too, so, and I know she wants the cell phone thing, and they did have her cell phone for the one that she wanted, so. But yeah, that's pretty much. I had a very good trip. It was tiring. This was probably the least amount of time I spent at the Magic Kingdom, although I was at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and then I did go my last morning. But the last morning that I was there, I ended up this time around getting one of the citrus swirl with the vanilla Dole Whip with that. That was very good. A float from there. Rode Pirates, Jingle Cruise. I wanted to hit that. And I also went into the Tiki Room. Probably the first time ever that I didn't ride the Haunted Mansion. At that time, by the time I got done with the Pirates and everything, it was time for my lunch. And since it was at Tony's Town Square, I decided I would head out to the resorts because I wanted to make sure that I could see the Gingerbread House. I know at the Contemporary, the day that I got to the Contemporary, that's funny, Tracy. Be driving all night to get them. But the day I was at the Contemporary, I was there a little bit too early. But if you bought their gingerbread pin, the one chef was going to be there to sign the pins. Yeah, I was going to say, This Our Dreams could probably pick them up for you and mail them to you. Or they could even probably mail them from there for you. For the magnets and everything. And they also have magic bands that you can make in the phone cases. But that's pretty funny, Tracy. Yeah, I really wanted the one phone case, but they didn't have it for the size phone that I do. And I could have made one, but it wasn't the one that I wanted that they had on the... I've been doing pretty good. I just have this cough now, but I'm sure that's because of flying in the air. A lot of times I get congested and that, and I can always feel my ears pop and stuff like that. So that's the only problem there. But other than that, I've been doing pretty good. And yourself, Greg? I'm sorry I didn't get to meet up with you. My timing and everything was just off on all that. In fact, I got to meet Sawyer in the middle, and we did that pretty much late night on my last night there. And I know they were getting ready to go into Oga's and do a couple other things. Thank you, Greg. That would be nice. I need to actually set up some new ones or switch some of them around so that way it'll be a lot better. I did the Rise of the Resistance 3 times. I rode Tower of Terror a few times. I'm about at 1,200 hours, so I'm not even close to 4,000. So that's why I have to switch up and maybe fix my playlist a little bit better to get on my desktop and do that. I just haven't had a chance to do that. It's probably the first time I've actually had a chance to do that. Yeah, that'll be nice. After I probably get done with that, I'll try and set up a whole new one. Because I did drop some new videos and different things just recently. I have some other stuff I'll be dropping soon as the time runs. I don't want to put everything out because then I won't have much for when it's dead winter here and you can't get out that much. Hopefully this Friday I'll get out. It won't be too overly cold and I will get downtown to Pittsburgh to show you the Christmas market down there. Oh yes, I know Greg's rocking it. He's out there working hard with his subscribers and all his streams and everything like that. That's the only thing that makes me want to move to Disney so I could get out there and just keep doing different things. Because a lot of people, that's the interesting thing of Disney or Universal or SeaWorld. That's the one disappointment I had. I really wanted to get over to Universal, and the one day that I was planning on going, my main goal was to hopefully get on Hagrid's, but when I went to look at the app and the different wait times and everything, it was actually down and closed for the day. So I didn't really want to waste my ticket to go over. Not that I didn't want to see the Christmas stuff and everything like that, but I definitely would have tried to get on Hagrid's, and it was down. Plus the day wasn't really like a good day wise, and I just didn't have time to get over to Universal. So I never got over to there to see the Grinchmas and the Macy's parade that they do there. But otherwise, I did a lot of stuff. I did go to all four parks. I enjoyed the Festival of the Holidays. My niece and I did the whole cookie trail thing. In fact, I was looking to see if I actually brought my little Festival of the Holidays booklet. If not, This Our Dreams, pick me up one of those booklets. That would be great if you could. Just to have for a souvenir. Usually I pick up a couple of them, but I had given one to my niece so we could both do the cookie trail. And the one cast member, he was really nice because I had already had one cookie from the night before on it, and we went to the one booth and we were buying the cookies, and he actually gave her an extra stamp on that, so that way when we finished together we were able to go get our free cookie and milk. So so that was pretty fun. Oh no, I did not pick up the Pirate Red Funko Pop. Oh yeah, the Festival of the Holidays booklet, Angela, or This Our Dreams. They had the Festival Holiday booklet that showed all the booths and their food and everything like that. I'll have to, yes, you don't want to be messing with that snowblower there, Tracy. Oh, okay, Sean, that would be great. Yeah, because I probably have mine somewhere, or who knows what happened to it, but I know I finished it for the cookie trail or whatever that was, the little cookie hunt, and we finished that. Thank you, Sean. That would be much appreciated. But I always like to have one to hold on to, so that would be very nice of you to do that. But I did finish all the cookies. My favorite was the chocolate crinkle one. It was more like a brownie cookie with powdered sugar, and then I also liked the peppermint cookie that they had at one of the booths. I can't remember if that was in France or where that was. That was but some of them it was like, okay, that was okay. But those two were my favorite, and of course the last one was good with the milk and cookies. That was good also. Hello, Red Armstrong. Thank you very much. You're pretty close to where I live then, Red Armstrong. If your son works at Macy's. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ross B. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really collect them that much either. I did get, although I do have, of course, Figment, thanks to Angela of This Our Dreams. I got that. And I have a couple other ones, but most of the time, the ones that I did get, I decided I would do as giveaways. I will be doing a couple giveaways here soon. I did hit 1,000 subscribers, so I would like to do a couple giveaways. Or, okay, Sean, thank you very much. Have a great evening, and thank you for joining. Oh, okay, Red Armstrong, I live pretty close to Finleyville. But, But that was the. Have a great practice there, Sean. But I'll have a couple giveaways, couple magnets from an artist friend of mine that I'll be giving away, and maybe a couple ornaments that I'll get out, and we'll do a giveaway. So I'll be doing that shortly, and that way you'll have them for next year if they're ornaments and everything. But that was pretty much it. I had a good trip. It was solo. I did meet some people. I had some family members that were down there that live in the area, and then some that actually lived here and were down. Met some of them. Hung out with a couple people, different people at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. That was fun. I didn't really do a lot of things. Who are my favorite characters? Well, of course, Mickey Mouse is one of my favorite characters. I do. I like Pluto. I also like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Tigger is my favorite. But Mickey Mouse, Tigger, and Pluto is fun to meet. So those are probably my top three. I do like to meet some of the other odd characters sometimes when they're out and the lines aren't too long. Like I got to meet Russell and Doug from Up the one time. I saw Kevin in the parks, but Mickey Mouse is probably my favorite character. But then I met Pluto and Tigger is one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh characters. So they're the ones I like to meet. I did meet Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse this time around at Hollywood Studios. I wanted to meet Olaf, but his line always just seemed so long, and yeah, I just didn't have the time to want to stand in line for Olaf. But that was one of the other characters I wanted to meet, but I didn't feel like waiting, so that was the only thing there. But I did meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse in the Hollywood Studios. Mickey is dressed up like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and Minnie is a Hollywood design person. I did get a few different passes, especially at the Epcot experience for Epcot Forever at the Experience Center at the Odyssey. That was really fun. That was interesting to watch and look around and everything. The Epcot Forever show, for me, it had all the emotion and feels, because I've been going to Epcot since it opened back in the summer of 83. I believe it opened like in the fall of 82. We were there the summer of 83. So to go to Epcot in that time period. So that was a very good show. The music and everything. I know for some people, it is a filler show. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it later on. Hello, Jeff Orangebird. Thank you for joining. Hold on a moment. I want to fix my chat on the screen, so I'll be right back in. Yeah, Goofy is fun to meet also. I know for me that they were fun to wear, especially when I was down there this summer. We went to the Hollywood and Vine, their Minnie's Beach theme one, and I had celebrating my transplant on there, and they were fabulous when the characters read the button. It was a very great interaction with them and everything like that. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. getting darker. I'm going to fix my chat real quick. So hang on a second. I'll be right back. I don't want you to think that. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Sorry about that. My chat froze, and then I was looking off on my phone, so I didn't want to mess up everything. So I'm back. Sorry about that. Just gets a little crazy. I'll have to go ahead and finish up with some Christmas trivia. And I will be doing a Disney haul stream. I picked up some new pins and some other things. But I'm going to do a Christmas movie trivia. And then I'll finish up the stream. And I do thank everyone for joining. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That would be much appreciated. I do thank everyone for joining and thank you for all the support. But here is the first question. But in the Polar Express movie, what is the first gift of Christmas? In the Polar Express movie, what is the first gift of Christmas? And Jeff Orangeburg got it with the bell. So Jeff Orangeburg got it first with the bell. It was the Santa sleigh bell. Nice work. Next question. What was the little girl in Frosty the Snowman's name? It's a small world, isn't it? Yes, Red Armstrong, it is. What was the little girl in Frosty the Snowman's name? Was not Gail. I'll give you three choices. A, Shannon, B, Kyle, or C, Karen. Because it wasn't the ones that you guessed, Jeff Orangeburg. It's either A, Sharon, and it is Karen. So Jeff Orangeburg got it first with Karen. But Karen was the little girl. What was Dr. Seuss's real name? The other movie. Yes, it was C. Karen. The next question. What was Dr. Seuss's real name? Well, you got the first name right, but not the last name. It was not Tracy G. Alex, but Theodore is the first name. Oh, we'll see who types it the fastest here. I'll give you the three choices they give you. A, Dixon Diesel. B, Theodore Geisel. And C, Edward Measle. Was he with Highmark or Pitt? That's funny. But Mike got the answer correct. Theodore Seuss Geisel. But Mike Wheeler got it. You were close, Pam, with the Theodore. But it was Theodore Geisel. The next question. What is the name of Rudolph's dad? What is the name of Rudolph's dad? Not Comet. Was not Meanie. Pam's fam, you're close. Donner. Donder. Except you misspelled. I'll give Pam a point because she is very close, but by one letter. And Pam's fam got it with Donner. Donner was his first name. Yes. Okay. Next question. Who wrote The Nightmare Before Christmas? A. Alfred Hitchcock, B. Martin Scorsese, or C. Tim Burton? Who wrote The Nightmare Before Christmas? And Jeff Orangeburg got it with Tim Burton. And Pam got it with Tim Burton. So Jeff and Pam. Next question. Why was the Grinch so nasty? Because he had a blank. Why was the Grinch so nasty? And Jeff Orangeburg got it with small heart. Crushed. It was a small heart. Yeah, Jeff has fast internet. He must be stealing it from Angela. Okay, the next question. What city did Miracle on 34th Street take place in? What city did Miracle on 34th Street take place in? And Michelle Space got it first with New York City. Michelle got it first with New York City. Hello, Tina McNeil. A heart 2 times small. Yes, Mike. Make sure your live button is red. Hey now. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if anybody's going to know this, but it'll be an A, B, or C. What is the name of the kid in Bad Santa? A. Logan Lerman, B. Thurman Merman, or C. Uma Thurman? Not Logan. Not Uma Thurman. Not A. Not Uma. It's not Logan. It's not Uma Thurman. And Orlando guy got it with B. Thurman Merman. Yeah, that movie I haven't seen, so I guess I wouldn't have known that either. Okay, next question. There's no D, Red Armstrong. What is Father Christmas known as in The Nightmare Before Christmas? What is Father Christmas known as in The Nightmare Before Christmas? And This Our Dreams got it with Sandy Claus. But This Our Dreams got it first with Sandy Claus. Okay. Which one of these is not one of the four main food groups among elves in Elf? A. Candy floss, B. Candy canes, or C. Candy corn? Which one of these is not one of the four main food groups among elves in Elf? And Jeff Orangeburg got it first with candy floss. Oh, wow, Mike. These are beyond my expertise. Okay, next question. What is the name of the town in It's a Wonderful Life? What is the name of the town in It's a Wonderful Life? Not Trax Corn. An Orlando guy got it first with Bedford Falls. Good job, Orlando guy with Bedford Falls. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart was from Indiana, PA, or had some part of Indiana, PA, but it was Bedford Falls. Now, I don't know if anybody will get this or not, because it probably depends on if you get the movie or not, or seen it. In Scrooged, what present does Secretary of Frank Cross send to his brother on his behalf? A. A VHS home recorder. B. A bath towel. Or C. A box of cigars. Not a towel. Not socks. It's either A. A VHS home recorder. B. A towel. Or C. A box of cigars. In the movie Scrooged. Oh, wow, I didn't know that, Pam. Was not a bad towel. Jeff Orangeburg got it with the VCR, or VHS home recorder, or home video recorder set. It was a VCR. What is Scrooge's first name? Hello, we are the Thompsons. Thank you for joining. What is Scrooge's first name? And Jeff Orangeburg got it first with Ebenezer Scrooge. Next question. Who played Buddy the Elf in the 2003 blockbuster Elf? Who played Buddy the Elf? And Jeff Orangeburg got it again with Will Ferrell. Except he spelled it wrong. So the Orlando guy, or no, Monarch Moments got it. They spelled it correctly. But Monarch Moments got it first. Yeah, the very unfunny Will Ferrell. We did that one. Name the little girl who befriends the Grinch. Yes, congratulations, Monarch Moments. Name the little girl who befriends the Grinch. And Jeff Orangeburg got it with Cindy Lou. He spelled it wrong, so it goes to Pam's Fam. Cindy Lou Who. Pam's Fam got it. I'm sorry, Jeff did. Jeff Orangeburg got it. Sorry. But I'll give a point for Pam's Fam also. Okay. Complete the lyrics on the 10th day of Christmas. My true love sent to me blank, 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 blank. Nope, it's not 10 drummers drumming. Complete the lyrics on the 10th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me. And Tina McNeil got it with 10 Lords a Leaping. Name all Santa's reindeers. Hello, Tracy. Name all of Santa's reindeers. There's a lot of misspelling. Everybody keeps doing Donder. The first person that got it was Orlando guy, but he misspelled Donder. And Mike Wheeler is the only one that got it everything spelled correctly. So half a point to the Orlando guy. And Mike Wheeler gets the full point for everything spelled correctly. See, that's what I'm wondering, because there's a lot of people that do that. It is actually spelled Donder. Didn't know that. Because everything I have has Donner. In Charles Dickens' novel A Christmas Carol, What was the name of Scrooge's business partner? Yes, Andrea. I'll have to look that up. And the Orlando guy got it with Jacob Marley. Well, Jeff Orangeburg got Marley, but he didn't get the full name. But they are Santa's pets. Who wrote How the Grinch Stole Christmas? And Jeff Orangeburg got it with Dr. Seuss. And what year was Band-Aid's original version of Do They Know It's Christmas released? What year was Band-Aid's original version of Do They Know It's Christmas released? And the Orlando guy got it first with 1984. What is the French word for Christmas? Great job, Orlando guy. And Orlando guy got it again first, Noel. Which city did Kevin get lost in Home Alone 2? Which city did Kevin get lost in Home Alone 2? And Jeff Orangeburg got it with New York City. This one people might get too. Which action film is often believed a Christmas film? What action film is often believed a Christmas film? And the Orlando guy gets it first with Die Hard. Great job, Orlando guy. And the last question. Tradition in Germany at Christmas, what type of food is stolen? Tradition in Germany at Christmas, what type of food is a stolen? And Andrea Houston got it first with a cake. You were close, Monarch Mona, but it was a cake. Yeah, if you watched Pepper Tree Villa last night, they ate a piece of stolen with Rob Fuzz. And on Pepper Tree Villa, they did a stolen. But that was all the questions I had. I guess I will go ahead and end the stream. I do thank everyone for joining. And I hope you all have a great evening. I know Pepper Tree Villa is going to be coming on soon with a daily dose of Disney. If Mike or Pam or someone wanted to put in their link. Thank you. You did great, Orlando guy. Jeff Orangeburg did good. Yes, I probably should have did stole and then end. But I know Pepper Tree Villa's on at 6 o'clock their um, for their daily dose of Disney. I know Mike Wheeler had said Zippity Doodad is going to be doing a mail stream about 6:30. And I'm not sure who else is on this evening. I think I might have seen Rob Fuzz might be doing something later. So I also like to thank Dean of the Live Place for hosting all the different channels of family-friendly types of stuff at theliveplace.com and Dean of Dreamers Empire. But I wish you guys a great evening and Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate this time of the year. So happy holidays to everyone and have a great evening. Yes, nice to meet you, Red Armstrong. Like you said, it is a small world after all. So I do thank everyone and have a great evening. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the stream. Look for some other streams I'll have. Once I get all my merchandise, I'll be doing a Disney Hall stream and possibly do pins and a Disney Hall, but most of my Disney Hall is pins. So have a great evening, everyone, and have a great night. And thank you very much, and have a great night. Thank you. Bye, everyone.